So I read an article just the other day, and I thought I would just share, kind of summarize with you just how the struggle is real, and we need to embrace the struggle. The more it's sort of like when you see like a car that you're ready to buy or that you're interested in buying, you see it everywhere, but you're just wondering why, just because you're more aware. I've just been more aware of just the mental aspect, the emotional aspect of being an entrepreneur. I just wanted to share a couple things with you. So, what's the cost? I think a lot of times when we talk about a cost being for an entrepreneur, we of course think of the financial aspect, which is pretty incredible actually. When you start a business, whether it's a gym, or for us, we're working with gyms, there's a huge cost and so many things you don't expect. But I don't want to talk about that right now. That's kind of understood. What I wanted to share is just the emotional cost. There's a couple things regarding the emotional cost that I think is super important that we just don't talk about enough. The first thing is just the cost of being alone, right? Let's use me for an example. Here I am. Yeah, I'm not alone. I've got my dog with me. It's awesome. It's a beautiful day here in Park City, but I'm alone running this business. I have an amazing team. They're spread out around the country, but I don't have a boss. I don't have like my coworkers where I can go to lunchroom. I can like Dwight at the office cooler, just
So what do you guys hear? What's the scuttlebutt?
talk about stuff that's going on. We don't have that. So you feel really alone. And honestly, at the end of the day, like you are your own boss. So you have to make decisions. So it's not just being alone, it's just being alone in your thoughts, being alone and figuring it all out. That's a huge cost that I think we just don't realize. We have to be able to deal with that. And sometimes that's a really scary thing. There's another cost too. Figured out I'd switch my screen so you don't have to stare at me the whole time. You can check out the amazing scenery here in Park City. The other cost is just waiting, right? I think when we start our businesses, we think we're going to get tons of success. We start off with success, right? There's a lot of things that happen quickly to build that momentum, and we're super excited. People come in the doors, we get clients, and then all of a sudden we start waiting. We're just like, okay, it's not as easy to get that next client. So we wait and we try and do marketing stuff, and it doesn't work. So then we wait some more, and so the cost of waiting is really, really hard. Like we have to look at our businesses like they're a train, like really hard to get that train going, and it's really, really slow. But knowing if we put in the work and put in the time, that train, once it gets moving, it'll be hard to stop. So we have to embrace that. We have to realize that it's not going to happen overnight. I think another cost that we have to realize is, which I think is a pretty obvious one, is the cost of going broke. Man, it takes a huge toll. What you have to invest in, what you think it's going to cost to run a business, like you have to like triple it, I think, to realize because there's so much stuff, so much software, so much equipment, so many tools, so many people you have to pay that you don't even realize how much it costs. A big cost being an entrepreneur is relationships. It's really hard running a business and trying to balance work and your life. So your relationships will definitely suffer, especially when you start a business, just because it's going to require so much time. And that's not a luxury that you have. Like you only have so much time to give to those things that are important. So you have to realize that you're probably going to lose friends. You don't have that same mindset. If some of your friends work for a corporation, they're not going to see eye to eye. They're going to look at you like you're crazy because you're working so much in order to build a business like you want to build it. I think we do our best, but as entrepreneurs, man, that is so incredibly hard to navigate those waters. So I just think something that we have to be really cognizant of. I think it's time that we start being real and realize that like when we run our business, this is what it's like, right? We look out there, we're looking for help, and there's no help. That field is empty. There's nothing out there. It's what it feels like being an entrepreneur. We need to stop being superhuman and realize that the toll that it takes on us emotionally is huge. It's a huge toll, and it is not easy. Like I said before, we see these people on Instagram look like they have it all figured out. They may have bigger gyms, they may have bigger businesses, but they still have stresses. I saw a guy the other day whose team is, he's growing his team like crazy, and I could see that he's stressing about making payroll. And just because it seems like they've got it all figured out on the outside, being an entrepreneur is a really lonely road. And I think the more we can embrace that, the more we can surround ourselves with other like-minded people that are doing the same things that we are and realize that we're not alone, we won't feel like that, right? We'll feel like we can at least start a conversation where we realize that we're not the only ones, but we can make it. There's a ton of benefits to being an entrepreneur. We love the challenge, but the challenge is hard. So just embrace it. Have yourself an awesome day.